Hello, I'm Hannah Martin from Talent Studies Club, and this is a video you need to watch if you're giving too much away for free. Now, when you want to attract new customers to your business, it's quite common to give them a free sample or a free download or some way that they can find out about what you do without having to commit to an actual purchase. And quite often we also use freebies to get people onto our mailing list so we can start building a relationship with them and convert them from a curious passerby into a loyal customer. But one thing we see many businesses do, and a mistake we've also made in the past, is they give too much away for free and actually put off these people from becoming paid customers. So to help you understand how this works and work out whether you might be giving too much for free, I'm going to tell you the story of a bakery. So there is a bakery and it has a wonderful chocolate cake that is really, really delicious. And it wants to sell the cake to people that come into the shop. So you go into the shop one day and you're looking at the counter and there's this beautiful chocolate cake and there's a sign saying this is the best chocolate cake in the world. But it's quite expensive to buy a whole chocolate cake. And you've never been to this bakery before, so you don't really know if their cakes are delicious. But the baker tries to entice you to buy it and they offer you a sample. So, of course, a free sample. Who's going to say no to a free sample of chocolate cake? And they cut a slice of the cake and give it to you. So you eat the cake, and they're right. It is the most delicious chocolate cake that you have ever tried in your life. But you've eaten a slice, so you're now full. And there's no incentive for you to buy more cake because actually you feel really full. You don't want to eat more cake now. So you thank the baker for their sample, agree their cake is delicious, and you leave the bakery. Now, maybe you do come back one day when you're hungry and buy the whole cake, but maybe you don't. Maybe you go away and you forget about that bakery, or you go and buy from a competitor. So that baker has lost a potential sale. But what instead would happen if the baker offered you a tiny, small crumb of that cake? So you try that crumb and they're right. It is delicious. It is amazing chocolate cake and you really want more. It's made you, if anything, more hungry for cake. And the only way you can get more is to make a purchase. And that baker offers you either the full cake or you can buy a slice or a quarter of the cake to take away with you. You're much more likely to buy at that point because you've tried that cake, you know it's delicious, but you're not yet full up. And when you take that analogy and put it to your business, I want you to try and think whether when you encounter new people or when you're trying to get people on your list with freebies, are you giving them slices or are you giving them crumbs? Because if you're giving them crumbs, you're showing that you've got value, you're showing that you know what you're doing and that you can help them, but you're not giving them so much that they don't need more. You're not enabling them to do it all on their own for free. And you're not giving them so much to do that they need to work through that before they come back. You know, they need to digest that cake before they buy. They need to work through whatever you're giving them before they're going to need more. Okay, it needs to be something that's relatively quick, that's relatively simple, but actually whets their appetite for what you do. So they're going to come back and pay. And maybe they're not going to buy the whole cake the next time. Maybe they'll just buy a slice. But then over time, they'll buy more and more slices and become a loyal customer. Now, there's another really, really good reason why you shouldn't give too much away for free. And if you watched our webinar recently with Jess Lorimer, then this will be familiar to you because she mentions this in her reasons why you shouldn't do free coaching calls. Now, if someone comes to you and as part of your freebie, you give them something that's relatively involved, it requires them to go away and do some work. It might be if you're, for example, if you do training, you have online products, it might be quite a significant sample of what you offer. Now, if that sample you give them, that free sample, requires them to do work on their own, there is a big risk that they won't actually do it, especially people who look for freebies, because often what they're looking for is a quick fix. If your free sample requires consistency, requires hard work, there's a chance that people aren't going to do it properly. So they're going to take the advice that you give them or the program that you give them, and maybe they're going to do it in a half-hearted way, or they'll start it but they won't finish it. And what they're likely to think is perhaps that didn't work, or that really wasn't for me, it didn't really help me. But actually they're not giving it a fair chance because they're not doing it properly. They don't have your support, which they might do in a paid product, to make that work. They're not going to get the accountability that they might do in a paid product to stick with it. So there's every chance, if you're giving someone something that is free and there's too much of it, that they're not going to follow it through. They're not going to finish it. And as a result, they might associate that failure with you and your business and may never come back to you. They may even tell other people that didn't work. Yeah, I don't recommend that person because I tried their freebie and it didn't get me any results. So if you're giving someone something for free, make sure you give them a crumb, not a slice. So you don't fill them up, you don't give them so much to do that they don't need to buy from you, and that you don't give them something to do on their own that is too involved and risk them not following it through and not thinking to themselves, I didn't really do it properly, I didn't give it a chance, but that it didn't work for me. So I hope that's really helpful. If you do suspect you're giving too much away for free, please do make sure that you are not giving slices of cake, only give crumbs. And if you would like more support and advice, we've got our own freebie. We have a really friendly, really busy and popular Facebook group called the TLC Business Club. And I'm going to put a link below this video so you can join if you want to. And you can get plenty more business advice and support in there. So I hope that's been really helpful for you. And I really urge you to stop giving away slices and start giving crumbs.